Sorry.
Welcome to the acclaimed podcast, Deep Dive with Andy and the White Whale.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Hope you are enjoying your football Sunday, Andy. Overall, solid day, except this Packers loss is going to hurt.
Yeah, they just, it was like second and 39 or God knows what. And Indy went for it. I think Indy should have gone for it on fourth down. So run. I guess you kind of want one more first down if you're Indy here to really ice it. Green Bay has 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, it's over. This is ball game. Let's talk about the day's action though. Let's start in the morning. Under full morning. I think every game went under except for Tennessee Baltimore, which would have gone under if not for overtime. But overall, it was a little weird. Yeah, none of these games really ever had solid flow or feel to them. Like I didn't ever really feel like it didn't feel like a normal week for whatever reason. I don't know. But let's start with Philly Cleveland. Again, another. Yeah, that is true. Are you using your normal mic?
Maybe.
Sound is a little different.
I can check.
Okay, well, check while I recap. I guess Philly Cleveland. Cleveland gets the cover by the skin on their chinny chin chins, the hair on their chinny chin chins. Very close call at the end, even though they felt like they dominated that game. I'm not sure how Philadelphia picks up the pieces. The Carson Wentz experience is not good. It's not good at all. I don't really know. I don't really know where. I have no idea what happens in the NFC East right now. Cleveland continues to win ugly.
Literally, all 4 teams could win. And how's my sound? They switched to the actual mic that's a mic.
It's louder.
Is it loud? Okay, is it good?
Yeah. You're good. I guess. What do you think of? I guess Cleveland is not for real still. Like they're only going to beat bad teams. Philadelphia's a bad team. Cleveland ggets a win. You had them. They covered. Did you feel like that was ever in doubt?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Cleveland. At one point, they had, what was it? 12 points, but only 3 of those were from offense. They had a pick 6, which was a hilarious rainbow off getting hit by Wentz, and then a safety. So, I mean, their offense hadn't done really anything up to that point. It was another nasty day up there, but still, It was a ishy game to watch. I guess at least I was on the side that had the better quarterback, which you can't say all that often when you have Baker Mayfield. So, yeah, rough game. Glad I got the cover there, but Wentz might not be the answer. I don't think they're going to switch though. I think Peterson's pretty locked in on. He said it would say they're like giving up on the season or whatever. I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but I mean it was kind of a bad look by Peterson. Like give it a try.
Yeah, I wouldn't stick with Wentz at this point. You really have nothing to lose to try something else. Although Hurts may not look good in practice, in which case then you have a bigger problem because you used huge draft capital to take Hurts, and that was a head-scratching decision at the time. In fact, I thought it spelled that they were concerned about Wentz's health, but he's playing. He's obviously healthy. He's just stinking.
It's somehow 2nd and 30 again in the Green Bay game.
I know.
There's been like 9 holding calls in this drive.
Like offensive holding is regressing to the mean in terms of number of calls thanks to this game. It's been a very frustrating game. Keep good call in Cleveland. Do you have a good read on that team?
No, God no. Yeah, I mean you're right. They're better than bad teams, but they're a middle of the pack team. They're 7-3, and that's probably deceiving. They're still at a negative 23-point differential, even though they're 4 games above 500. They're beating the tar out of bad teams and losing to good teams badly. I mean, go look at the Pittsburgh game. They got the shit beat out of them. They passed Baltimore in the standings today.
Wow! Oh, yikes! Wow.
Yeah.
Baltimore's on the outside of the playoffs, looking in right now. Ooh, we'll get to that game in a second. Let's talk about Atlanta, New Orleans. This was a terrible play on Atlanta by me. Todd, I mean, who's
Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was worse than anybody we just talked about.
He was, but even more so, nothing about the Atlanta offensive game plan was good. It was awful, really. And I felt like realistically, the 9 points they got, obviously some of that was because of this touchdown's coming off the board for Green Bay, right? There's no way that's gonna hold up. If it does, I'm gonna be outrageously happy. But I think that was a forward pass. Sorry. It was a.
I turned my stream off because I'm respectful of the show.
That might have been a fumble. I don't know about that.
I would love that. I've been sweating I had Green Bay in a teaser. In fact, two teasers. One's dead because Minnesota lost. I can't believe
He lost
Minnesota
that ball when his arm got smacked. Ooh, this is going to be fascinating to see how they call this.
Very close. Cal is short for Link Calhoun. That's true.
Close. Sorry that we are putting live play-by-play that's going to be meaningless to you if you're listening to this on your Monday morning. Sorry. Dirk Cutter, offensive coordinator for Atlanta, is atrocious. He's absolutely awful. New Orleans defense continues to play up. The Taysom Hill experience was looking not great, but then in the end was fine. Like he obviously
he's a good runner.
Rushing touchdowns. Yeah, the rushing touchdowns he had were impressive. They were important. That was the difference in the game. So New Orleans can probably continue to win these next 2 weeks while we are waiting for Drew Brees to come back later this season. I don't feel as concerned about my New Orleans future
number one seed right now
as I did before seeing that.
Yeah, they're your number one seed.
One seed,
baby. Yeah, it was an uneven game, and like I said, Matt Ryan was pretty awful. Jesus, look at
really
that.
Awful.
Thank you for joining us, Ryan, today in the stream. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the stream. And, we just have one more late game to go here, and then we get to Kansas City, Vegas tonight. But what's next on the board? Detroit, Carolina. That was a dead nuts under that I really regretted leaving off the card once it started. I'm so mad.
How about the fact, I guess, can you tell me how Carolina's defense, which is legitimately not good,
it was not their defense. It was not their defense. It was Detroit's play calling. It was Detroit's execution, and it's Stafford with a hurt finger. Stafford without his without his nookie blankie, having Galladay, like you're missing multiple players from that offense, and Stafford had an injury. It was a really, really, really bad performance by Detroit. They should probably get rid of Patricia. I think they'll probably wait till the end of the year. You don't want to prep on a short week with a new coach. Like it's not good for anybody. It's a good way to just embarrass yourself further on national television, which might happen anyway. So I'm, as much as I'm not really sold on Houston, that might be the play Thursday. Jeez, that's Detroit is looking. If Detroit doesn't get healthy quick, it's not going to get any better. So rough look.
The heat under the on Patricia's seat went from warm to nuclear hot in one game.
Like the heat coming out of a rocket.
Yes.
He's a rocket scientist. Get it? So, not much to say about that game. Otherwise, just huge miss on the not taking that under. That was a snoozer for anyone who had that.
Yeah,
or Carolina in the points. Carolina money line. I think Carolina money line is probably the play if you were looking at that 2.5 late. Speaking of New England and Houston, that was kind of a good game at the end. Although I didn't watch a ton of this. New England ran the ball like we thought they would. I thought this would be a much lower scoring game. It ended up staying under the total, but this was close.
Yeah, there was a lot of points in the first half, and then the second half it just flew by with nothing. It was a weird one. That was another weird one. Big step backward for New England in terms of their ability to potentially get a playoff spot. That's not coming. That's not going to happen now. In fact, their season's pretty much over. The Cam Newton, they did just enough to beat the Ravens on Sunday Night Football. That was their season apparently. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ugly game. They will probably finish third in their division.
Yeah, Houston going forward. Did they lose Randall Cobb for an extended period of time? I think probably. Was Laramie Tunsil out there? There's some important questions for this
Yeah.
game against Detroit. What do you think that opens? By the way, we were talking. It was like they were going to be around a pick 'em or something.
Oh, it'll be
They're
Houston by a
gonna be
point and a half for Houston.
maybe more, right?
I'd say road favorite of 1.5.
I'm going to say 2.5.
Drew, it's up.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it 1.5?
Yeah, I'm just cheating. Yeah,
Who put it up?
I saw something at Bet Online, so some
Bet
early
Online?
ones.
I'm still everything's off the board for me still. Are you
It
on
was
the
up
old site or
earlier.
the
I
new
don't know.
site?
Maybe I was mistaken.
Are you
but
on the old site or the new site?
That's where I would open it. Pittsburgh beat the tar out of Jacksonville, as expected.
I see the other two Thanksgiving Day games, but not that one.
Maybe there are some injury concerns. That'll be the first thing I do between this stream and halftime of the fun game tonight, is digging into catching up on injuries, especially for the Thursday games, because it's a little bit different week here. We have 3 Thursday games, and anyone who's worried about me for Thanksgiving, don't worry. I have lots of liquor, lots of turkey. Thanksgiving's canceled in Minnesota. We can't have get-togethers and whatnot, but I'm going to smoke a bird, I'm going to drink a lot, and we're going to get progressively drunker for the halftime shows. And that should be a lot of fun. We'll catch you then. Happy Thanksgiving. Except for you Canadians. You already had it like a month ago, weirdos.
All right, well,
So, yeah, we need that. Pittsburgh plays Baltimore.
Yeah,
they looked
Pittsburgh,
great.
They nuked Jacksonville. We kind of
They didn't even
expected
play all
that.
that well.
Juice Luton is as bad as we thought he was. He was awful in that game. He's been awful really for like 2-3 weeks now. It's just kind of hasn't really been reflected in the final scores, so the market didn't really, didn't really matter much.
Swift and Galladay. Yeah, Swift and Galladay, if they're still hurt, it could be just another embarrassing game for them. Yeah, Pittsburgh didn't even play particularly well at times. They just were... Minkah Fitzpatrick, wherever the ball is going, that's where Minkah Fitzpatrick is standing. He has like 33 interceptions this year now, plus fumble recoveries. Just a magnet for some reason. And yeah,
Awesome.
Luton's not good
awesome.
even at home. It was good. I'm glad they stayed away from... They played pretty down in the first half, but they kind of picked it up there. So I was happy to see Big Ben make some nice throws to some of the receivers late. Cincy, Washington, sad game.
Oh man,
That sucks.
Joe Burrow done for the season.
Bad. I mean, he got rolled up. It wasn't like an egregious hit or something. He got rolled up on by somebody getting blocked. Hate to see it.
But at the same time, like we called this, and in the preview for the season,
We were worried
basically
about
like,
this.
This is such a bad offensive line. I'll be impressed if Burrow makes it 16 games. In fact, I took a number of season under props that are all of a sudden in very strong shape.
Well, yeah, he ain't playing anymore. That's an ACL.
He done.
Yeah, it's rough. It sucks because he was a lot of fun. You could probably give the Rookie of the Year trophy to Herbert now. I think he was going to win it anyway, just based off his numbers were looking better, and he was, they're winning some games too. So Herbert probably the Rookie of the Year.
Juice.
Drama is gone.
Trip Tepper got it right. Juice Luton played like Juice Newton. Yeah, that's correct.
Juice Newton.
That's correct. That's correct. That's a good Juice.
I love
the
Juice
Packers
Newton.
are going to hit the game.
Oh, the Packers are gonna
if they don't get a touchdown here.
They might score here. So yeah, not a lot to say in there. Washington played fine.
I'm nervous. I got too much on the Packers.
There was a couple.
not
There was a
taking
couple nice throws
Yeah.
from Washington, but yeah, once the injury occurred, it kind of, I don't know. You do see teams just get deflated, especially teams who don't really have much to play for. They're out of it, out of everything. Whereas Washington, although they have a similar record, is absolutely in it.
Unbelievable.
Tough for some of
Amazing.
these. Yeah. Washington and Dallas won today. So
Did you see any flashes of the same offense we got last week with Alex Smith in Washington in this one?
Not really. I mean, there was
Are
a
they
couple
live
nice
against
passes.
Dallas? I mean, like,
The big issue is here is they got swept by New York. So if New York wins going forward, they don't have a good
they're not in
tiebreaker
control
there.
of their own destiny.
And then also if Philly keeps winning, there's the tie, so it gets goofy. Washington in a tough spot, but I think
we got a
Washington
destiny
just
problem.
keeps winning. Yeah, they could just keep winning, I suppose. Tennessee Baltimore was fun.
Okay, Packers got one shot at the end zone here. Their clock is just getting very, very, very low. Ooh.
No, I was doing
Okay,
the wrong.
so
I was doing the wrong
do you
song.
have? I guess what's your initial thought on the main event for Thanksgiving, Washington Dallas? Do you have a feel? Fuck.
Couple bad defenses. Huh?
That was a poor attempt at a touchdown there, Aaron. A-Raj, fucker.
A-Raj. I don't
okay.
have a strong take on that. I thought Dallas's defense. I guess it is bad. Minnesota put 28 up on them, but Minnesota's defense is just as bad. Andy Dalton kind of getting in a rhythm here with some of these receivers, so maybe Dallas is live if they can protect him, but that's going to be a bit of an issue. Washington has a better pass rush than Minnesota does. I probably won't touch that game with the 10-foot pole. That's a good first touchdown scorer prop one, and just maybe play some cute props and stay away from it. But
no.
Another overtime game. Speaking of,
Tepper's right. There'll be a 6-win NFC East title winner. You know what would bum me out if we get a Green Bay Indy tie?
Push on all those money lines? That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
Not for me. Tennessee-Baltimore was a good game. I thought Tennessee was going to be out of this. Their offense couldn't get going. Baltimore stiffened up a little there. Tennessee put it on pretty nicely late. They scored 11 in the fourth quarter. I actually didn't want the tie. I had +6. I was looking forward to pushing on that in overtime.
Yeah. I got frisky, sold down to some +3.5s at a couple of spots. I was all over Tennessee in many ways in that one, and I felt lucky. I felt like the win was lucky. The win felt.
Yeah, the win was lucky. I think the cover was always there, but the win felt lucky.
Yeah, I think so too. And Baltimore, 24 points against this Tennessee defense. That's not good. This offense still pretty much broken. The defense played well for 3/4 of the game, I thought, but couldn't come up with key stops late. This Baltimore season, it's sad to see how this has gone. Do you think they pull spoiler on Thursday Night Football? Upset the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 3-point favorites.
So
Does that surprise you that they didn't move that out to 3.5? A little surprised.
No, it was a juicy 2.5 a lot. I said this to somebody a little earlier when they were asking about this. Like, is this an autoplay? And I kind of talked through it. I said Baltimore absolutely should have won the first matchup. Like, they should have won that game. It was just a few mistakes here and there, and Pittsburgh was perfect in the second half. In fact, they were perfect in the red zone. And then you say, well, okay, should we maybe think about Baltimore here then? No. Like, that's a whole different team from then to here. The amount of injuries they sustained, it's like 2 separate cluster injuries when you've had the offensive line injuries and the defensive line injuries. You lost 2, and Pittsburgh doesn't even really run the ball that much because they haven't needed to. And now they're going to go against a team where they probably can if they want to, as well as just if they're not getting pressured. If Ben doesn't get pressured and gets rid of it quick again, they're going to move on this Baltimore defense. And when you lose some of those pieces up front, it just makes it even worse for this dink and dunk offense as far as trying to defend it. And then as far as the offensive line, that goes without saying. You lose multiple offensive line pieces for Baltimore. It sucks when you go up against Tennessee or anybody because your offensive line stinks now. But now you're about to go up from a team that I don't think they had a sack until overtime for Tennessee. Like, they're not a team that actually gets a ton of pressure. That wasn't even a huge issue.
0.0.
Yeah, it wasn't even an issue today. Now you're going to go up against multiple Defensive Player of the Year candidates up front, as well as Minka roaming around. So, I'm probably going to play Pittsburgh and at a cheap 3.
Okay, I'm with you. I think that's the right look here.
Yeah, like I felt like Pittsburgh winning the first game was the wrong result, but I feel like Pittsburgh wins this by a touchdown.
I almost feel like this is going to be one way even more.
Yeah, it could just be one-way traffic. Like, Baltimore might not be able to move the ball in this defense. Miami-Denver under. That was my favorite part of the entire Wednesday show. I might even clip that. I might make someone clip that for me. Where we talked and I said this and that, and I was leading to the under, and then you said it, and I just smiled, and I said, yeah, that's where we're going with this. It felt bad first. Did you double dip at all?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It was like
Oh, yeah.
51 and a half, 52. I'm like, I hate to lose more money on this, but this is a quick start in a game that is destined to be an under. So, a little live betting on the under 51, 50 and a half. I think I had a little bit of as well. I was a little nervous for overtime because that looked like a distinct possibility as Fitzmagic came back in.
I know. Actually, did your temperature change at all when Fitzmagic came in relief? And I guess it was an injury for Tua, as far as I could tell you, right? Like this wasn't.
Yeah, he did.
He
Chubb
got
hit him.
injured
Chubb hit him in the
pretty
leg there, and he
was it precautionary, or do you think Tua might be
a little of both? I think it was like, wow, his leg's a little dinged up. Let's not chance it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And I'm fine. I wasn't fine with it because I like Tua in there better as far as my under. I was a little nervous, but
yeah.
Fitzmagic comes through as usual. He's feast or famine. He's either going to win the game, and I'm
He
like,
moved the ball well. And
I was
then
thinking
threw
about
the
that too.
game-clinching pick.
I'm so used to Miami being like out of it, being just a shit team, that I was thinking, I'm like, maybe they'll go for 2. And then I thought, I'm like, well, no way they would go. They're actually in a race here to go to the playoffs. Like that would be silly of them. They're not Washington or somebody. Washington's in a race too. I said, who's the example?
Washington is very much in the hunt by Thanksgiving, which is what we predicted.
We did. We just didn't predict it quite like this. Nobody saw this coming.
They're in the hunt, though, man.
We won't even.
The hunt.
I don't even want to talk about Jets Chargers. I didn't watch that game. No
I
thanks.
want to talk about Jets Chargers real quick because it was a funny one.
I like
It's
this. Oh shit!
hysterical.
High ankle sprain. But I gotta find this.
Who got the highest ankle sprain for Tua?
Yeah, they don't call it undertime. It's true.
Yeah, I was nervous.
That game's been over for a while. Over.
The Chargers Jets was a rocking chair over. Very, very happy with that play. It started out so great too. Special teams was the focus for the Chargers all week after their horrific performance against the Miami Dolphins. And they come out and give up a blocked punt on the first fucking chance they had. They gave up a blocked punt. The Chargers are just hysterically bad in certain parts of the game. But it's okay because they were playing the Jets, who are that much worse. And
the Jets were up
covered,
for a little bit. Yeah, all of a sudden, it was like
backdoor,
14-6 really quickly.
Didn't the Jets backdoor?
No, absolutely they did.
Game. Yeah,
it was even
over
before
was
the
never in doubt though. Man, what a fun play. God.
Even before the safety, they were inside the number. Packers. Well, they took a safety on purpose. There was some fun end of game stuff.
That was just a hysterically weird game. Every part of it.
It was like people scored in every which way possible, which leads us to the last one. Yeah, Dallas. I had Minnesota. So I had Green Bay and 2 teasers, which is fine now. Like that cashed, but one was with Minnesota -1. Feels bad, but again, when you dance with the devil, you know. Isn't that supposed to be the good part of that? The defense.
How in the hell?
The defense is so
happen?
bad there. The defense is just so bad for that team. Like they could not get off the field. Both fourth downs. Yeah, like I refused to bet this team. We bet against this team a couple times. Took the Packers against them, and it's been rough.
Yeah, could have used this defense to show up versus the Bears last week. That would have been nice. Like I was shocked at how little resistance this Minnesota team had. They gave up big plays, medium plays. It was one way. It was you brought up the point when we were pre-recording. Like they had a terrible 3rd and 4th down efficiency. It was defensively, it was just awful. Were they looking past the Cowboys? Like, oh well, we're good now. We're back in the playoff hunt now. Like they had a bad week of practice. Like, what the hell happened?
It wasn't good.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
What happened?
Asshole Packers.
Don't call them assholes.
It's just the sloppiest fumble you ever wanted to see. Like
they lose a fumble.
Yeah, it's just in enough unless there's 3 more holding calls, the Colts are going to get a field goal.
Yuck.
Awful. All right. Well, the Packers blew an enormous lead today. They can't be trusted apparently with the lead. It was Valdez Scantling who fumbled, and it was barely even the defensive players credit that he bumped.
We still have Philly Rivers here. Like, he could still throw a pick.
I don't
even
think it's
if
happening. They're
I mean, you should run, kick. But
the biggest takeaways from this Packers game are Matt LaFleur still is not making good halftime adjustments. He's been a bad halftime coach for as long as I can remember watching the Packers and Matt LaFleur. And his adjustments today were horrific. He had a 14-point lead, and they came out and they played extremely conservatively. The Packers deserve to lose this one. And the flip side, Frank Reich is a great coach. He's a great. He's a solid coach. All the credit in the world to him. The right play was teasing the Packers. That was your play, right? You teased them, but was the other
multiple times? I teased the shit out of them.
Okay, good.
So
good. That was a solid play. I think you're in good shape there.
You see, we got a Facebook thumbs like.
I did see
thumbs?
That. That's cool.
So we didn't mention that either because we just kind of been beta testing this like we did with the the YouTube. But yeah, if you, let's say you have like someone who's old who likes handicapping and they're on Facebook and they're like, I don't do Twitter. We are now on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on everything. You can follow us everywhere. So just full expansion to anybody who wants to watch this stuff. So this is also live streaming on Facebook if you want to go over there and do thumbs ups and whatever you do on Facebook. But also on YouTube. I know I was watching a Periscope stream this morning that was giving me a little hard time. So we should post that link, I think, more. Maybe we'll post that tonight too as well for the halftime.
Yep.
But it is over on the YouTube stuff. And then also we are putting all the plays up on the BetSperts app, and just because people have been bugging me, they can't figure out my username. Boom, banner.
Andy.
This is it. Andy. It is just Andy. Whale Capper there's no underscores, no nothing. Easy peasy. And then all our halftime stuff is at Deep Dive stuff. Yep. Just Deep Dive. So these are usernames on the BetSperts
Yeah, when are
app.
we going to be on MySpace? That is the big
It's
question.
easy. We don't do MySpace yet. We might be TikToking. I'm fleeting. Like...
Are you?
I forgot about it. I did it like the first day and then I forgot about it.
I haven't fleeted yet. All right.
So, all right, here we are. We've been through the week.
Yeah,
let's dig into this week.
Yeah. So we don't have a lineup yet for Houston, Detroit. I don't exactly have a guess as to why they're waiting on that. Clearly, Detroit without Galladay, Stafford is awful. Detroit, man. I think Houston's probably the right side at a number under 3. I don't know if I'll play it. I might skip that one. What's your early lean there?
Houston, yes.
Okay. And then Washington, Dallas. We talked about the line up right now. Dallas minus 2.5. Interesting. That's moved in favor of Dallas after what we saw today. Washington coming up with the win against Cincinnati didn't inspire people apparently, but Dallas coming up with the upset against Minnesota apparently has moved the market on people's opinion of Dallas. Andy Dalton was fine, but he wasn't under pressure. I think this is this an under look probably when we see a total? I don't have one right now.
How high do you think they could possibly open this though? It'll probably be right about like 46, 47 maybe, but I think it could be tight. Dallas's defense is still pretty bad. I would say they're worse than Cincinnati's defense as far as just giving up chunk plays. So, I mean, Washington could drop 30 on them.
What did you think? You didn't think their defense performed pretty well today against Minnesota? They held Minnesota 28.
I think a lot of it was just Minnesota's play calling. They were very determined to run on early downs at times.
I got breaking news for you. Washington does not call plays especially well.
That's true.
It's not like
if it opens at 40, 40, it's Kyle 44 and a half. People are saying 44 and a half.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's probably a fair number. I'd be scared off of that.
That's pretty fair.
I'm punching what's in so far into my pricing so far. What do we see?
Dead on.
So we got a 3. Actually, I'd probably lean Tampa Bay a little there.
That was a tough
this.
loss on the Packers, man. Damn it.
Yeah, especially by how much they were up there. So, what else you have for Thursday? Yeah, we lean Houston. I lean Houston. I lean Pittsburgh, and man, Dallas didn't look terrible on offense. again, it was a really, really bad defense they played, but at the same time, they weren't awful. Probably stay away from that game. That's an ugly game. That's not something I probably want to get involved in.
Okay.
We probably won't see. There's a couple games that'll probably just be off the board that we won't touch on at all. Like Cincinnati Giants probably won't be up to. I don't know. I mean, it's not like there's uncertainty. It's going to be Finley. So I'm not sure why they would leave it off for a long time, but the Rams, Niners, yeah, I'm showing quite a few games up already. So
yeah,
dig into Sunday stuff.
Yeah,
let's top
go.
The board
Yeah,
for you?
let's. I don't have an opinion on Vegas, Atlanta. I don't have an opinion on Arizona, New England. I was hoping to get Arizona at a cheaper price, but I thought New England was going to win today. The way that Arizona matches up against this New England team, they're going to be able to move the ball on them. New England's defense is suspect still. They have good pass defense, good coverage. They struggle to stop the run. Kyler Murray can do a damn decent Deshaun Watson impression and put up 27 points, but 3 is probably fair, so I don't think I'm going to be playing that one. I don't have an opinion on New York versus Cincinnati. Cleveland.
I mean, Finley's pretty rough.
Finley's bad, but
if it's cheap, I mean, New York's. I don't want to say their offense has been humming because it was Philly, but New York will be coming off a bye.
You're going to lay 4 with New York on the road?
No, I mean, do you think it'll be 4? Like if it's
Oh yeah, I'm seeing 4.
Okay, you're seeing 4. Yeah, no thanks.
Actually, you know what? BetOnline has Arizona minus 2.5. Do I need to take a second thought there?
Let's go back and revisit that one then. Arizona. Let's think about the last time we saw them play. So extra rest.
Thursday Night Football, they lost to the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle, but they were competitive in that game.
Very.
They have extra rest time to prepare here. Kyler Murray is playing very, very well. 2.5. Patriots season's a wrap. They can cover, they only have one receiver, Jacoby Myers. That's not hard for Arizona's defense to. I think the Arizona's defense is going to equip itself well.
It hasn't been great, but it's not
Patriots
a bad matchup.
O-line is going to win all their one-on-ones against the Arizona D-line, but I don't know how they go score for score with these guys. What am I missing?
Their defense has good players, but it's not a great unit. Like, they did kind of get gashed at time by Seattle, but obviously they have a much better quarterback, much better system, can go deep, can expose them over the top, whereas Arizona can tighten things up a little against this more of a running, short passing offense. I'm not interested in laying points on the road with this team right now.
Okay. All right, let's skip it.
I did, for the record, though, I did just play, and I'll start a banner for this. I'm playing Pittsburgh right now. It's going to move. It's moving already. So
okay.
Pittsburgh -3. I got -12.
Okay.
It's 3.5 at other places already. So I'm
Solid.
going to grab that. Just Baltimore's injuries aren't trending good. This even if the defensive linemen are healthy, which probably won't happen, this offensive line is a mess right now. Lamar under pressure. Lamar trying to pass at all. It's been rough this year. Lamar under pressure. Trying to pass is going to be ishy. So I'm taking Steelers -3 at -12. And they're actually, limits aren't bad. There's, red circles. Red circles for now, but that's everything. What do we got? So what was after Arizona? We were probably
Giants,
not laying
Bengals.
that many points. Yeah, I'm not laying that many points on the road with the Giants, even if it is Ryan Finley. Just a couple of bad teams. A lot of bad teams. All these road favorites. Vegas, Atlanta right now. We really got to see what we get tonight. And we weren't even sure all week what we'd get from this whole COVID situation where the whole defense sat out the whole week. That could be... Yeah. That's the thing, too. If you were looking to back the Raiders, which probably would be the look there, Raiders team total, maybe the over, if the Raiders play really poorly tonight on defense, which I think might be what we get, you probably get a better number on the Raiders. It probably reopens it like a pick anyway. So I think it depends how you feel about tonight, but you might be able to get a better number on the Raiders anyway.
Bookmaker just put up 3 totals, and interestingly, they went Steelers -3.5 on the open, so they agreed with us that was the right look. They have Dallas -3, so they're adjusted in favor of Dallas even more than BetOnline. They have Houston -2 up. The total in that Houston Lions game is 52.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a bit high. I mean, their offense is not good right now. The defense is bad for Detroit, but still, doesn't that seem high?
That seems way high.
Like, by a lot, right?
By like 4 or 5 points. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take that under 52.
I think that's my look here, too.
This is not a good offense right now on a short week. Short weeks aren't great for either side of the ball, but yeah, that's a dumb number, I think.
They put 47 up for Washington Dallas.
That's still
fair.
That's still probably fair.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a little high. That's fair.
2 bets already. I'm excited. Here we go.
45.5 for Ravens.
2 bets.
Steelers.
2 bets, and they're both on Thursday. So Thanksgiving's going to be excited. The moment my bird goes on the grill, I'm going to start drinking. I don't know how long a turkey takes on a smoker, so
you got to put your 2 plays in the banner for people who might have missed them.
Oh yeah,
I want to look up the weather in Pittsburgh real quick because 45.5 to me in Pittsburgh sounds like shockingly low. I don't get that number at all.
-3, and we're going Lions, Texans under 52. I must save this banner and pop it up. So a couple plays, both on Thanksgiving. Nothing for Sunday yet, although we are starting to get more lines. The Saints are opening -5, traveling to Denver. Denver maybe getting a slight bump for some of the things they did today, although a lot of that I felt was kind of on the back of Miami's offense being unsustainable since it was based on the defense and special teams getting them crazy good field position.
No weather so real quick. No, I know you got Pittsburgh 3. I like Pittsburgh 3 as well. I got some of that. Do you have an opinion on 45.5 for the total?
I worry Pittsburgh's going to win by too much. Like it'll be 35-10.
That would only be 45 points, which wouldn't be enough to get it over 45.5.
Banner the bets, he said. So, yep, Tinga cut. We got him. We got to put him up, and that's a good-looking dog in your picture too.
Mm-hmm.
I like spots. I like spots in a dog. Where are we at? So Cleveland. Everyone's a road favorite. Cleveland -7 on the road
this week is
to Jacksonville.
Wild.
We saw what Cleveland was today. I just made a joke about the Miami needing to get Andrew Van Ginkel blocking punts and turnovers to have good field position, which is what we saw today. Even like their first score was short field position. They got a pick right off the bat, scored. They had a nice little field goal drive, and honestly, that was kind of it for a while. And that's what we saw from Cleveland today. Their offense was non-existent. They got the cover with some good play late, but a lot of it was just on Philly not doing anything. I mean, you give them the ball back enough times, they're going to score. So I'm glad. I was a little worried because I bet a 3 early. Ginkle Twins. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I bet the 3. It went down to 2.5. I figured even Professor Shine said that's landing on 3. I'm like, yeah, probably. Honestly, I'd take a push with the Browns. I was happy to get a win there. I'm not laying 7 on the road, even against Luton with this team. This is not the high-flying Pittsburgh Steelers defense that's going to be intercepting a ton of balls and forcing Luton into bad spots. This is a bad team who, again, has a negative points differential. They beat bad teams, but, man, 7 is a lot on the road here. I don't know. I'm going to look at my number here, too. I may get 6.5.
I'm not taking the Jaguars, though.
Oh, God, no. Yeah, it's a smelly play. You don't want any part of that.
Okay. What do you think of Titans-Colts rematch? Rubberneck.
They just played. What is going on? I mean, the number's probably closer to where it should be now. I played the Colts in a teaser. Luckily, I got all those points to work with when they won by a whole bunch with some crazy punting in the second half. This time, it's in Indy. Honestly, the number hasn't adjusted all that much. I guess home field is not a thing right now, but indoors at home, Indy laying 3, whereas they were getting, 1.5, 2, I want to say, when they were traveling to Tennessee on a Thursday.
Well, no, that flipped to a pick 'em. And then I think Indy actually went off as a favorite.
They did go off as a favorite, so probably right around the same number. God, is this bettable? Indy's kind of good.
Are they? I mean, Rivers got a little banged up today.
Yeah. Let's take a look at injuries on that one. I don't think that number's flying.
Their team overall was playing with way more intensity and swagger than the Packers today. That's for sure. Like they felt the comeback momentum. The whole team was rallying. Special teams players.
Rally run the family.
You always if you're. I hate to see this, but I'm against the team. But like they get like a false start penalty on a punt. Right, and like the special teams guys are like, yes, move them back 5 yards, move them back. It's like, dude, like what is going on? Like let's take a deep breath here, guys. But that's the intensity they brought today, and that was the difference because they obviously got the key fumble in overtime. What
was the total 2 weeks ago? You talk, I'll look.
It was about 49, 50.
I wanted to say it was low 50s. So I'm going to go to totals. It was 49. It got bet down from the open of 50.5, closed around 49. Obviously, it just barely ticked over. It landed on 51 with the Titans not even scoring in the second half. Would you think about taking an over here if it opened at right around there, 49.50? Indoors. Tennessee's offense has been playing well right now. Boy, that A.J. Brown touchdown, like that almost felt, I don't want to say anything's fake, but it felt fake. Like, how are these guys bouncing off this guy?
I don't know. He's big. He's a big dude. I mean,
he's a big dude, but it was like 3 people.
Are like men. They're men.
No, he's a man. Like he doesn't fit through doors.
Yeah, right.
His shoulders are like an axe handle wide. Very scary dude.
All right, I'm probably not going to bet that Titans-Colts game. Chargers-Bills. Interestingly, Chargers head across the country to play the Bills coming off bye. They are 5-point dogs. Chargers came away with the win today. They have a very impressive pass offense. This should be a pretty high-scoring game. The Chargers' defense is not great. Obviously, giving up 20-something points to the Jets is evidence of that. What do you think they make this total? Because right now I only see a side. Did you see a total up anywhere?
Yeah, I would be looking at an over if this opens around 52. I don't know if we get that. Oh, yeah, there's a 50. Fuck, I'm taking that.
Who is that?
But there's a bookmaker, apparently. So, taking the over.
Have Thursdays. Oh, they just.
Like, literally, it went up right now. I might be the first. Well, I was not the first one to bet it because it moved as I went. So,
oh, wow. It's now
even at
just
51,
123. That was
even at 51. I would bet this, but I bet a 50. I'll put 51 because it'll be there in a second.
It's
in
51.
Fact, it is. So 51 is still a bet.
Juiced minus 116 still. It's still juicy to be over.
I did bet a 50 here.
That is a hot over. 50 was a steal. Let me just double check the weather in Buffalo on Sunday. How about that? Before we get too excited.
It'll probably be bad. Yep, I think I screwed up. It's probably hurricane west winds.
There's no weather in Baltimore in Pittsburgh on Thursday night. It's a clean night.
What about Detroit for our under?
That one is in the dome, so you are
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Safe and sound.
So I'm going to go Buffalo.
Buffalo, we are looking at 50 degrees.
Nice day
0% chance of thunderstorms.
Well, that's
25% chance of precipitation.
I like precip.
Yeah, cloud cover is going to be about 32%, so you don't have to wear your sunscreen. Wind.
Pollen index?
Wind, I have 9 miles an hour from the south. Wind gusts of 27 miles an hour.
Standard Buffalo weather.
Yeah, max UV index is 2. So
that's not terrible. Other totals popping. Dolphins Jets opened 46. So did Saints Broncos.
Wow, 51.5 already on that one. That one went up quick. Real quick.
I said I'd bet it at 52.
I like it.
Sir, I think other people were like-minded in that, and
I agree.
God, hopefully it moves a bunch.
Interestingly, Bookmaker disagrees with BetOnline. They only have Browns at 7 plus 101. Jacksonville can't stop the run. That's the problem. That is a problem against this Browns team. You're not interested in Browns at all. Even if it's -7 plus 101 is. That's a bettable number in my opinion.
You know what I'll be doing with the Browns?
Teasing them to
They'll be in a teaser later. Like for sure.
1.5 because that's gonna go off 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably gets bet up a little here. Like I want to know more things into more people, but it'd be nice to get Myles Garrett back. That would be lovely. Myles Garrett gets back. I would think this closes 8.5, but I'll probably have it in a teaser with. Oh, who's my tease leg? Boy, it's certainly not going to be the Falcons. I'm sure there'll be somebody. There'll be somebody. What haven't we touched on?
Going down the card still, Dolphins Jets.
Dolphins 6.5-point favorites.
I'm surprised they put that one up. I guess they're expecting or they don't care about Tua versus Fitzmagic when we there. What was the extent of the Tua injury? Does anyone in the chat know if Tua is expected to be out multiple games off his injury, or if this was precautionary that he came out for Fitzmagic? It doesn't matter one way or the other. The Jets 7-point road or 7-point home dogs.
Yeah, I mean it's a bad defense. I think Fitzpatrick.
He got benched, huh?
I think it was a little of both. He got hit by Chubb in the leg, so I think it was like, he got dinged up, but also he was having a bad game. So you can kind of just I think it was probably 50-50, and we don't know who's starting, so I don't want to touch this. I would assume he starts.
Yeah, GH Scub said Flores said it was for performance. So.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Flores said he'd be back next week, though. So.
Okay.
What do you think of Tua versus the Jets? Jets getting a lot of points at home. You can get 7 some places.
Yeah, last time we saw these teams play.
They're kind of frisky today.
Last time we saw these teams play, it was 28-0 because the Miami pass defense just absolutely smushed the Jets passing offense.
That's funny.
It's too much points. Too many.
The thing is, Flacco or whoever. I don't know what Darnold's situation is right now. That's something to check for. So they're liable to throw a pick, or the special teams is liable to have a punt blocked. It's just a poorly coached team.
The Taysom Hill show going to Denver and being a 6-point favorite. Does that make sense to you? It's a big ass number. I mean, I don't love Denver, obviously, but that's a big fat number.
I make it 7.7, but I didn't upgrade Denver yet.
How about back to the well on the under for Denver? 46.
It's a lot better. I mean, it's been a bad defense compared to what it would have been at the beginning of the season, but both defenses are playing up right now. Man, are we taking a bunch of unders? What's the best number you're seeing there? 46?
46. Well, I'm only looking at Bookmaker. Is it anywhere else up?
Oh, man. The Saints are a lot better offense than Miami, man. I'm off that. It's a little too low. That's probably about right for me.
Are the Saints a better offense with Taysom Hill at quarterback? Probably.
Give him another week to work with these receivers. Like
Taysom Hill making his first road start, 6-point favorite. Does that add up to you? In altitude? One of the last bastions of home field advantage?
One of the last vestige of home field. I'm going to have to sleep on that one a little, but lean under, lean Denver. Neither of those feels very good to bet.
It's going to be a clean weather game. I'm seeing 44 degrees with light winds.
Yeah. 46. Boy, I wish that was like 48.
Yeah.
It'd make it really easy to bet, wouldn't it? Giants Bengals being 43.5 is probably about right. Now some of these totals. Oh, yeah. Unders were very good this afternoon. Like Drew said earlier, the only game that went over the total in the early slate took overtime to do so.
Yeah.
Denver D did look frisky, but again, Tua didn't get a bunch of plus field positions.
Yeah, Hill to Thomas was a solid connection today. It was very, very solid. So Denver D was frisky today. Denver D is pretty good when they're at full strength, and they were at full strength today. So
Didn't see Von Miller out there.
no, but Callahan matters a ton.
Rally round the family.
There's a couple players that were back today that were big for them. Man,
Giants are getting back.
6 points. That probably goes under 6 here imminently, man.
I know I'm seeing a spendy 6. It's 5 elsewhere. Take it if you want it. I'm sketched out by it.
All right, I'll pass for now. Niners Rams. I'm seeing 7 here for the Rams.
Before we talk about that, I suppose we got to talk about tomorrow. How much does Whitworth matter against that pass rush and Marpet being probably? What do you think we say? I mean, Tampa money coming in, so now you get the Rams short week playing at home though in the stadium you thought was going to be an understadium for some reason.
It is when the Rams play there.
It is when the Rams play there. But yeah, they're a 4.5 point dog on Monday night. They get a short
Every Rams
short
home
week.
game has gone under. Don't fact check me on that, but I think every Rams home game has gone under so far.
Short week heading home.
For the record.
I'll fact check. I won't fact check that. Short week heading home. Niners off a bye. I feel like I need to spend 20 minutes catching up on all the Niners injuries, seeing what's going on there before I get involved here.
Jimmy G's out of a walking boot, but I still think this is the Nick Mullins show.
I
Deebo
would think so.
Samuel's probably back, although they keep rushing him back and he keeps hurting his foot, so maybe not. Yeah, Taysom Hill was not great today, Brett knows. Man.
Do you recall the first game back in October, about 1 month ago? 24-16. Again, we had Garoppolo, Mostert was in, Kittle was in. Completely different situation. I don't know what that one closed at. I'd have to go double check.
So that one, I'll tell you the whole maturation of that market, because the look ahead was San Francisco at home -3. San Francisco got embarrassed by the Dolphins on Sunday, the prior Sunday at home. They flipped all the way across 3 to San Francisco +3. So they moved that line. Actually, I think +3.5 actually is what I got on the opener there, which was insane. San Francisco pulled out an outstanding game plan. They played incredible in the first half against the Rams. That really should have been a no-sweat, easy win. They let the Rams come back a little bit late in that one. But that was Niners all the way.
Was that week 6? Yeah, we both had, I think we must have bet that in the open. I had Niners +3.5 at flat.
I had money line and 3.5 in that one.
And they won straight out, so good win for them. Nice.
Now was that their last win?
Little different situation here.
Was that the last win that they had as a team? I think it was.
They were 3-3 at that point. What's their record? They had one more win since then.
4-6.
Yeah.
They beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Beat the hell out of the Patriots. That was I totally forgot about that game.
Yeah, maybe we are, the injuries, the cluster injuries are pretty bad, but the Niners' last 3 games have been Seahawks, Packers, and Saints. They've been playing good offenses with a shitload of good receivers. I mean, you're getting the same thing here. They're still good receivers, but the Rams might be coming off an ass whooping. Who knows? I have to think about that one a lot. I kind of, thank you. That's you fucking beat me to it. If that opens like
44.5 is probably as low as I would go before I would question. 44. I'm thinking about it. 44.5. I'm playing the under.
Hoping for like a 46. That'll be an underlook. Niners might not score. The Rams, somebody said this. Rams defense is the best defense in the league in one of his models. They're up there. They are very up there in mine. That's what's buoying them.
Defense in your model is well calibrated.
Yeah.
That is what the data to this point in the season should tell you.
That's what's buoying them in my model, in my power numbers. And then a lot of it comes down to just matchup for them, because McVay can manage some matchups, and for some reason he can't do others.
Yeah, I don't know either. Presumably, Rams second half would be a nice look in that one too, the way that they adjust at halftime. All right, well, Chiefs Bucks is the game of the week next week.
Buoying.
I am seeing Chiefs at a cheap -3. Obviously, it's tough to get involved in this one now because we don't know how many the Chiefs are going to win by. Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 50?
30.
We don't know. And we don't know if Tom Brady is going to survive the Aaron Donald experience tomorrow night. We assume he will, but who knows?
Have you ever been experienced?
Can they flex this into Sunday Night Football? I really don't want to watch Packers Bears. Like, really do not want to watch that. Is it too late?
This guy's got a total on the Rams game over in England.
BJ, that's a solid underlook.
Yeah, I would take that.
Realistically, though, we're doing this Packers Bears Sunday Night Football. It's too late.
It's a oh man, I'm trying to like think of something I'd say. They've played a lot of times. Like it's not a rivalry anymore.
I'll take anything. Any ideas of the Sunday games?
It's not even like some rivalry. It sucks.
Oh, I see. No, I see.
What's that? Yeah, there is some things where they can't flex things, just based on who has rights to what. So, FanDuel has Chiefs -2.5. It's a historic matchup. They have played a lot of times. That's something. I guess.
I think the lifetime record between these two teams is something like 109 to 108 ish. What did she say? Something in that ballpark. I don't want to watch that game anyway. I mean, it does.
Yeah, the NFC North is turning into the NFC East. It's like we're getting the Bears on primetime too much. Full Sunday night bailout.
Do not want.
And that's the other thing. Are we getting Tyler Bray?
Or
I don't know if Mitch will be healthy, man.
Or is it
Foles is hurt?
Isn't it Slaughterhouse time? Is it Slaughterhouse time?
Is he on the squad?
Slaughterhouse time. Kyle Slaughter is on the Bears.
Bear? Wow.
He's a Bear, yeah.
Oh my god.
Slaughterhouse time.
Bears money line, I suppose. The preeminent preseason player of all time, Kyle Slaughter. He's like 19-0 in the preseason. Then he gets cut or put on the practice squad. So I think we're kicking off here soon. You got anything else?
Just for the record, the cumulative record between the Packers and the Bears. The Packers lead the all-time series, 98-94, with 6 ties.
Of course, they were all like 0-0 ties.
Plenty of 0-0
19,
ties.
20, and 20. They're 2-2.
Plenty of 0-0 ties in there. All right, let's get this. But real quick, did you see Monday night's game? No. It's Seattle versus Philly. Rematch of the game that knocked Carson Wentz out last year, or Clowney knocked Carson Wentz out last year. Seahawks are 6.5 point favorite.
I got some heat for a tweet there because Clowney hadn't done shit yet, and then I said, "Well, the Clowney contract finally paid off," and people were mad. Like, that was, you support dirty hits? I'm like, I mean, no, but I bet against him, so kind of today I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know.
There were some big hits today. In the Vikings Dallas games, there were some massive smacks.
53 in that Seattle Philly game makes sense to you?
Boy, Philly might finally get the offense moving. There's a chance Ertz plays, I think. I think the tackle or the offensive lineman that comes back every week and then gets hurt.
Lane Johnson?
Yeah. I think he was in and out of the lineup as usual. They bring him back 1 week too early every week somehow. But yeah, we'll have some drinks at halftime. I have some Coors Light or Coors Heavy in the fridge.
Oh, you know what? Monday night in Philly is going to be win day. Let's hit that under 53. That fucker is gonna move.
Is that up?
Yeah,
I want to independently vet
up
that
at
weather
Bookmaker.
quick.
under 53 on Monday Night Football, guys.
All right, I'll ride.
CLV win is already in the books when you make that bet. You are welcome.
Fine. It's a bet.
I'm seeing 18-mile-an-hour sustained winds with gusts as high as 43 miles an hour on Monday. That's a long way away, so things can change. But I think that total is going to get nuked to the under at some point.
And as bad as Seattle's defense is, Philly is not working on offense right now. Nothing's working for them.
Nothing. And Philly's defense might step up and play hard because
8 days away. Look at us, weatherman. Let's get a hurricane.
Guys,
Might have a derecho. I don't know.
We'll talk about it on the Wednesday pod. We may buy out of this, but I'm guessing by Wednesday this is 49.
It's already down to 48.
What is?
I'm kidding.
No fucking way.
It is down to 50. It is. Other people are betting that it's down to 52.
Okay, that's gonna keep going.
Have you ever been experienced?
All right, ready to wrap?
Yeah, let's call it a stream. Hey,
So sorry that we didn't get the celebrated Packers win.
you know who? I don't know if this. Oh no, we don't do overtime on this one. Overtime's only for half times. But this guy, Jared, I don't know if I've seen him. Maybe, but he's bringing the heat
modeling
today.
games. Send us some
then
numbers next time, Jared. Man.
Ryan is just always in here saying ridiculous shit. Brett Pat.
That's the famous Sir Lancelot.
Joey Braggs bringing the heat today. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
thank you, guys. Appreciate
We'll catch you at halftime. And if you listen to this as a podcast on Monday, we'll catch you at halftime on Monday.
I did not play
And if you
Zone.
fucked up and you don't
did
listen
not
to this
play
till
Zone,
like
by the way.
Tuesday, we'll see you for Thanksgiving. That's American Thanksgiving, where we do the back-to-back-to-back half times.
I did not play Zona, but I do think that goes to 3 if you are.
Lots of whiskey. Chiefs